Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Just the Introvert. I'm so glad to be making this video because I have not made a video in the past 8 months. And I've been busy doing a lot of stuff, being in school and working full time. So it's just been a lot in general. But I'm grateful to have an online presence and knowing that my first video made over 2,000 views. Even though that was small, I still feel like that was a nice milestone for me being an introvert and knowing that people actually wanted to tune in and hear what I had to say. So I am definitely grateful for that. My first video basically was about me talking about my graduate chapter sorority journey, and just kind of like some tips and things that I added in there. And so in this video, I want to talk about my graduate chapter sorority thus far. Also want to talk about my MBA program that I've been in, and also just a little life update. So let's get into it with the graduate chapter sorority. So right now I'm not in a sorority, so I have not joined a sorority yet, and I am still on the journey to being in a graduate sorority. It's for a year now, and y'all probably can get an understanding or guess what sorority that I am interested in joining. Those who are in a sorority or those who have learned about sororities may be familiar with it. Taking my time, being patient. I don't want to rush anything. I want to make sure I'm ready. I have the money and everything like that. And I don't want to feel like I have to have this pressure to rush into a sorority, because sometimes it just takes time. And when it's the right time, it will happen. So I have attended 2 sorority chapter events within the last few months, and I wanted to talk about my experience as well as what I've been doing currently to stay engaged and people to recognize who I am. So the first one was a judicial forum event. Basically, the judicial forum event was about judges that were running for office and some of the things that they do and encounter. And it was more like an educational event. So I wasn't really looking to network with women there, or connect, I should say, with women there. And I was more so looking at it as an educational piece because I go to this event every year. They host the same event every year, and I always enjoy going. I saw 2 people that I know from different organizations that were there, said hi to them. And that was kind of basically the gist of that event. It wasn't for me to engage and connect. That wasn't the intent. It wasn't the intent for me to connect in that way. I was more so looking to listen and learn. So the next event was a fitness event, and it was a Pilates bar type event. You had to donate a book, and they did have refreshments like water, snacks, all of that. And I did enjoy being at that event. Everyone was really nice, friendly. And one of the things that I noticed when going to chapter sorority events is that some of the women that are members don't recognize or know if you are a non-member. So they are friendly, because a lot of times when people that are non-members, they may say like, oh, they were stuck up, they weren't nice, they didn't say anything. Like, it just depends on everybody's experience. And so I noticed that they were very friendly with me, and they thought I was, I believe, a member, but that was just my perception. And one lady was like, "Oh, can I hug you?" And I was like, "Oh, this is real nice. Like, everybody's so nice." And the fitness event was very fun. It was Pilates, and it was the movements that we were doing were going to the beat of the song, so it really felt like energetic and fun. There was also a person that I knew there that was, I believe, a member in the chapter. She is also a member in another organization that I'm in. So I mentioned this in my other video, but I am in 2 other outside organizations that are affiliated with sororities and have sorority members within those organizations. The first is National Council of Negro Women and National Coalition of 100 Black Women. Those two organizations are similar in terms of what their pillars are: health, education, economic empowerment, politics. And there are many members within that organization that are connected to sororities. That's how I can connect with women that are in sororities without having to always go to a chapter event. And it's also good to get an understanding when you're in different organizations of how things operate, how those sorority members are, and it helps you to understand your purpose and wanting to be a part of organization in general. I have some family members that are within a sorority, one of the sororities that I'm interested in joining, and I have had the support of the family member just giving me advice, encouraging me to go to different chapter sorority events so that I can get a better understanding and feel of how that sorority, how that chapter operates, how well I connect with them, and everything like that. Before I started making videos on YouTube about my graduate chapter sorority journey, I did have another sorority I was interested in and had changed my mind. And I don't want to I want to keep it as discreet as possible. So going into the next thing, my MBA candidate student life, I have had a lot going on with that because that has kept me busy with attending classes, studying, doing assignments, and everything like that. So I have been center focused on that, which is why I haven't made a lot of videos in general. I do want to get back into the content creation, but with me working full-time job and doing other things outside of that, it has not been easy being in a MBA program. This is my second master's, and it's a completely different experience because with the MBA, you also get the title. So at the end of your last name, it's MBA. Like doctoral candidates, they get doctor, such and such, and then PhD at the end of their last name. So this program is, not like a regular graduate program. There are guidelines that you have to abide by, and one of the things is you cannot get no more than 2 C's. And so I'm making sure that I'm studying, I'm attending my classes, and participating and doing my work. One of the things that I have been grateful for in this program is being able to connect with people within the cohort. That's one of the things that was emphasized in my orientation week when I went to Howard for a week, is connecting with other cohort members who are on the same journey as me getting an MBA. And it's helped me to not feel like I was alone in the process of applying, getting financial aid, everything that there goes into with joining a graduate program and starting classes and experiencing different professors. It has helped me to not feel like I'm alone and to have support and be able to support one another. And I think that's the most important thing there is when you are in a graduate program, is connecting with your peers. I did not experience this in my first master's program. I experienced something completely different. I was at a PWI, predominantly white institution, and I didn't get, I haven't gotten that same experience at Howard that I got at my PWI. So I've got more resources at Howard, and I've gotten the opportunity to connect and to make the most out of my my experience there, that I didn't get that in my first master's program. It was more so just like taking the classes, and I didn't even realize at that time that I needed to be making the most out of my opportunity there. Like, I didn't realize at the time that I needed to make the most of my experience there. I'm now currently in a club, and that has been great because that gives me ability to be that gives me the ability to network with other cohort members as well as learning about the Metro DC area. So I have I'm really excited about that and really wanting to make the most of my experience and be able to look back and say during my time at Howard, because it will go by fast. The program is 2.5 years, and I'll be able to look back and be happy about the experience I made, how involved I was, and feel like I, made an impact or, made somewhat of a difference there, because I didn't feel that in my first graduate program. I was trying to like make um I was trying to be involved and be in a graduate student union, I think club it was, and there were still some things missing that I didn't grasp at that time. And so I'm glad that I am able to learn that now and be able to do the things that I didn't do before. Next, going into my life in general, life updates. Y'all know I've been in school. Y'all know I'm joining a graduate chapter sorority, but it's been a lot, like juggling. I think time management has been the most important thing. Learning is being able to manage my time wisely and be able to do all the things that I need to do without feeling burnt out, stressed, sleepless. Sleep is very important for me, so I'm not sacrificing that. And I want to make time for content creation and doing that more. But things that I want to do is be more financially free. So I just recently got my real estate license, and I want to be able to help people buy homes, sell homes, and getting my real estate license has been a long time coming because I wanted to get my real estate license in 2022. And at that time, that would have been a great time, um, because at that time, the pandemic was still kind of going on. And I knew then I had the opportunity to, learn about real estate, but I didn't do it at the time. Um, it gives me the options with me being in an MBA program, having that and working. It does give me options of being able to feel like I don't have to be stuck, because sometimes even when we're in toxic work environments, a lot of us stay because we need the money and just a whole bunch of reasons. And I think it's important to take that leap of faith and be able to say, you know what, I can do something else, and I'm going to trust in God, and I'm not going to worry about the future. And I think that's been one of the important things that I have learned, especially during learning. That's one of the important things that I have learned, especially being an adult and experiencing the pandemic and knew how life was then and now. I want to have more flexibility, being able to work wherever I want to work and not have to be in an office all the time and have to punch in a clock or whatever. So definitely financial freedom and flexibility is one of the biggest things I want to accomplish over the next few years, because that I want to keep that as a goal and keep having my life. I want to have that as a goal where my life just is all about flexibility, financial freedom, and not feeling like I have to be in an office.
So like, comment, subscribe on my video. Also tell me some different topics or anything that you're looking for me to talk about that I haven't talked about.
So until then, thank you for watching. Bye bye.